Today on Luke's Garage, I will be showing you how to assemble a grease gun. And the reason I have a brand new grease gun with brand new grease is because I have a ton of new suspension parts that need grease. We want to take the feeder hose and thread it into the pistol grip housing by hand, just until it's snug down and you can't turn it anymore by hand. And then I take my pliers and I do 1, 2 twists on it to get it tightened down to where I typically like this at. Next, we want to prep the grease housing, so always grab the handle, and it is spring loaded, so as you use grease it forces it up this tube, up through this hole, and out into your truck or whatever you're greasing. So to prep it, just pull this handle back as far as you can get it, and the plunger is all the way at the very bottom now. Now we want to prep our grease tube for installation into the grease gun. And what you do is you pull the pull tab cap off. The other side has just got a slip cap. When installing your grease tube, you want to make sure that the plunger, so this will be installed into the housing like so, will push all this grease, and you can see this side is just a cardboard fitting, where this side is actually where you pulled the pull tab off. And the pull tab section will fit right up into the gun against this rubber gasket and seal. So what we'll do is slip that tube in there like that. Then you want to take your pistol grip housing, this guy, and mate up the two ends and thread these together. And you want to screw this down until it can't go anymore, because what you're doing is forcing this reservoir up against that rubber gasket, so none of the grease can leak out. All it can do is be forced through this tube as you squeeze your handle. So we'll tighten that down all the way. We are tightened. Once you're tightened here, you want to come back and release the spring pressure like that. So now the spring tension isn't held by the mechanism in here. You push this and it released it, and all of this force is pushing the grease up. Now we want to prep this fitting, and we want to preload it with grease. So you come in here and you squeeze this handle, and what you're doing is every time you squeeze this handle, this rod moves up and pushes grease and forces it out into the system. And you just keep squeezing it until that happens. Now that the grease gun is fully assembled, you want to find the fitting that you want to grease. I have a brand new tie rod end, and you take the fitting and you push it on until it clicks, and this little collar you can twist back and forth, and one way will tighten it onto the actual fitting so it won't come off, and then once you're totally greased up, you can loosen it up and it should come right off. I will now put enough grease into this fitting. I'll force enough in the bottom of it till it comes out of the top. That's how I know it's adequately greased. And it's full.